All right, Pam, it's all you. Take it
Oh, okay.
away.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with relaxation protocol. Um, if you're able, I can't see everybody. I can just see the people that are talking. But if you have the opportunity to do this outside, it's a game changer because there's birds tweeting, there's a train. I don't even know if you can hear all that, but it's a lot for a puppy to do. So even if you don't get into RP, just having your puppy outside on lead on their mat and relaxing, it's a great thing to do. So we'll go ahead and start. I have to look down here at my notes since I don't have my little whiteboard set up. Okay, so we're going to just have your puppy lay down for 5 seconds. It can be down or sit. You know that, right? And treat your puppy in 10 seconds and treat your puppy. And since I'm in a chair, I'm going to do this some of it from the chair. So I'm just going to march in place. If you're standing, you can stand and march and treat your puppy. And we're going to clap 5 times. Let's do it medium and treat your puppy. And you're going to look over your shoulder and say, just a minute, and treat your puppy. Okay. And I'm going to stand up and sit down and treat your puppy. If you don't have a chair, that's okay. And I'm going to stand up again and I'm going to take a step away and back and sit back down and treat your puppy. Good. Now I'm going to dump my chair and I'm going to take 2 steps away. Ah, so I have to reset him down. So that was just a little too much. It surprised me because he can do this inside. So it's a little bit of a different thing for him, obviously. And let's see, I'll go halfway around, see how he does with that. And treat your puppy. Put both hands up in the air. Say yahoo and treat your puppy. And they're going to sit for 5 seconds and treat your puppy. And 10 seconds and treat your puppy. Exercise over. Jackpot and say yes, yes. And jackpot. Good job. Okay. Yay. And that okay release, make sure that they're releasing from whatever it is you're doing. It's really easy to kind of skip that. Okay, so we're going to go on to I Spy. And can you see me okay? You can, yeah. Andrea, can you hear that mower?
Can I what?
Can you hear a mower in the background?
No.
Wonderful. Okay. These things are so great.
They are. I like them a lot.
Okay, I spy your puppy's front arm. Yes. Again, this is a mark and reward. I spy your puppy's jacket. Yes. I spy your puppy's ear. Yes. I spy your puppy's collar. Yes. I spy your puppy's back. Yes. I spy your puppy's lip. Yes. I spy your puppy's eye. Yes. I'm going a little fast, aren't I? I spy your puppy's tail. Yes. And we're going to do the ear again, but this time I'm going to look at it. I spy your puppy's ear. Yes. And exercise over and jackpot your puppy. Good job. Okay. Good boy. Good job. All right. Just set up my stage. This over here. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about treat delivery. And I had asked if you could, if you had a climb, if you have a paw pad, it just makes it a little easier to do a clean treat delivery. Remember, when we start this, our arms are in neutral position. We mark what we like. So he's going to be in a heel position, and I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to reach in, get my treat, and deliver it right to his mouth. So, yes, yes. And so if I can't see Andrea, but if you do have a paw pad or a book or something like that, we're just going to practice that a couple of times. Yes. Now he's a little bit tilted this way, so I'm going to use that treat and overcorrect a little bit to get his body in line. Yes. So this helps to find the space for the puppy. It just makes it a lot easier. And if you have a little puppy, you don't have to bend over to get the treat right in the mouth. So if he was smaller, I'd be bending my knees and delivering the treat. So we'll do it one more time. Yes. 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 And you'll notice that after I deliver that treat, my hand goes back to that neutral position. I know it's really hard because we're thinking about, oh, I got to get the treat, but give yourself some time. You can even go 1,000 and then put your hand in there. Just delay that once you say yes and then go. That makes sense. Any questions?
Everything looks good.
Are
Nobody
you doing
has
all
the,
right?
yep.
Okay. So I've set up a little course out here, and I'm going to have my back to you on the first one. Let's see if he'll stay. Stay. Nope, he won't. Okay. Again, we're outside. He's not staying, so that's okay. I'm not going to keep saying stay, 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 stay. I'm just going to let it go, and we'll work on it later. But I found this piece of wood in the garage. Isn't that great for like a paw pad? So that's what I'm going to use. A little different surface. It's a little slicker. And then I have two climbs set up. So what I'm going to do is start out, and it's just a demo. You can use your climb if you want, or you can just watch. It's up to you. But I'm going to start with the piece of wood, and then I'm going to go around to the first climb and then the second climb. So this is something that you can set up at home when you're practicing heel position. Okay. So I had to back him up a little bit. He's not used to this. His body's out a little bit, so I'm going to try and correct that over here. There we go. And I just thought it would be a nice angle for you to see it this way. And then we're going to go around. Yes. 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 And then we're going to go forward. Yes. And if my puppy doesn't know the word heel, this would be a great opportunity for me to introduce it as he's going into heel position. Andrea, correct me if I'm wrong. You
No,
can
that's
say
correct.
heel
Mm-hmm.
as he's going
Yes.
into that position to get him used to, oh, okay, that's the word. And then eventually he'll learn that word. So we'll do it one more time so you can see. Yes, yes, good heel. Yes. Heel, yes. Now I caught myself with my hand in my treat bag before I said yes. So it does happen. And this is a great thing. It's like I did catch myself. So we're going to do this a little while longer after we're done with our meeting. But if we have, do you have any questions on this?
No,
Okay.
but one thing I want to add is when you're introducing the word heel, you do it like you did after you say yes and you're treating them, then that's when you're going to add the word heel in so that they're equating it with the yes and that they're getting the heel, that
Okay.
that's where they're supposed to be before you move again.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Now I know Andrea's going to go over some things. So if we don't have any questions, I'm going to have a seat. Come
Okay, cool.
here, you.
All right. So what I am going to do is try to share my screen here. So
Okay.
there we go. I gotta move it around. Let me open that up. All right. So a couple things that we are, can everyone see the flat collar um, image? There we go. Oops.
Yes.
It went into the martingale.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's Martingale.
So this one's the martingale. So this is showing you basically how you're going to use the martingale, whether you have the nylon collar or the chain. It shows you how it's fitted for them correctly. You see the difference between the two when it's tight. Oops, I made it too big. There you go. So basically we want to make sure that it's not slipping. You do leave the collar on. You don't have to take the collar off. Their leader dog tags should always be on the flat buckle collar, never on the martingale. And martingale is only on when you're using it. So any other time, the martingale is going to come off. Let me go back to my other screen. There we go. Let me share that. There we go. Everyone can see the flat buckle collar and basically shows that the leader dog tag is always there. It has to be a quick release. You can use any flat buckle collar that you want, but they want you to specifically have a quick release. That way, if your puppy gets like caught in an elevator or jumps off the side of the car or something, that collar eventually will release so it does not choke your puppy. Also, your flat buckle collars, when your puppy is smaller, they do advise that you take the collar off when in the crate. The only time you're going to leave it on in the crate is when you're traveling with your dog in the crate. So just kind of going over these a little bit, just to reinforce them a little, to get everybody on the same page. Which one is this one? This one is for the head collar. Hopefully it's showing. No, it's not. technical difficulties. There we go. So this is showing you how the head collar should fit on your puppy with the lead attached to the flat collar. And then you have one attached to the bottom of the gentle leader. Some of the gentle leaders have the extender on it, some don't. If yours does not, that's okay. A lot of them are removable. It's just up to you. But you're going to have the one part that goes around the snout and then the other part that goes around the back of the head. Acclimating your dog to it, you're going to start within, getting them into the nose part that goes over their nose. You're not going to buckle it just yet. You're just going to get them used to that, and you're going to mark and reward on them every time they willingly put their nose into the opening of the head collar. And then once you get that and you can get it tightened and fitted on them, then you can go ahead and do the buckle around the ear. And again, do the same process of marking and rewarding after that click, because that click is right next to the ear, so it may startle the puppy. And then you should be able to adjust it once they get used to that as well. And then I got one more. All right, and this one's the Freedom Harness. Not everybody has this one. Some of our dogs that like to pull a lot, they get a freedom harness, and this is basically showing you how the freedom harness works. We always attach to the front of the chest. The martingale part on the freedom harness goes in the back, not on the front. And then the other part of the leash is going to attach to the flat buckle collar. We do not use a martingale with this one. And again, it goes through and shows black, tan, and royal blue are the only three colors that you can have in a freedom harness, and as well as your gentle leader. I think they've been sticking with the black on that. So just again, a couple little notes saying, the clip to the chest is right above the shoulders, because there's two parts where you clip it when you have I always tell my dog to get dressed. So, and this is just kind of showing you how it's going to fit on the puppy and how your leash is going to work as well. Um, and we do not use a head collar with this at all. The freedom harness is basically because you have a dog that really likes to pull. And like for Aria, she wears one because she's a big puller. And my co-raiser is visually impaired. So this is more of a safety precaution for her, especially in the winter when Aria decides to pull. She's not sliding on the ice. She's got a little bit more control of the dog. Instead of the dog flipping you over and you face planting, the dog is going to be the one to flip over with the freedom harness if they're pulling too hard on that. So we will send these out to you after our meeting today, so that way you have all of these in case you need to refer back to them. So that way you have those. The other thing I wanted to share is I do have a screenshot of all of the toys that are new, and it gives a little bit of showing you the soft, durable toys, what they can have. Obviously, if it's a plush, it's got to be under direct supervision with our puppies. If you have a super chewer or a shredder, they will most likely kill these toys very quickly. So we always want to have supervision with the new durable soft toys. Then there's a couple other new toys in there. Again, we still don't use tennis balls because of the material is too adhesive on their teeth. If you are using it for exercise, as long as they're picking the ball up and bringing it back to you, that's fine. You can do a modified fetch with them. Basically, you have your dog do a sit stay, you throw the ball, and then you release them to go get it. And you can have them come back and bring it to you, and you can ask them to drop it. So you just got to have that little bit of delay in there. When they bring it back to you, go ahead and give them a pet and everything, and then ask them to drop the ball. And then before you throw it again, have them do a sit stay, and then go ahead and throw the ball again and release the dog to go get the ball. So that would be about the only time you would ever use a tennis ball. There's plenty of other balls that you can use that would work as well. And then it also shows the snuffle mats, the wobbler, some of the puzzle toys, and then some of the Outward Hound, West Paw, Top Leaves, and the tucks as well that you can use for your puppies. Is there, oh, and then I did have fireworks safety pet tips for you guys. Um, because we have 4th of July coming up. You'll get it again in the July newsletter. But I kind of wanted to go over this as well because we have had dogs' career changed, including leader dogs because of fireworks. We do not take our dogs to fireworks displays ever. 4th of July, we know obviously lots of fireworks are going to be going off in the neighborhood. We may be attending somewhere. If your puppy is at home alone, leave a TV on, leave music on. You want to kind of drown out those noises a little bit for them and make it a little bit more comfortable for them. Um, Make sure, they go to the bathroom before it gets dark and before those start going off. Do not take your dog outside during a fireworks at any time because it can scare your dog and it can become a big problem for them. So we don't want that to happen, and we want to make sure that we walk our dogs earlier in the day, and make sure that our IDs are on our dogs at all times, and give them toys as well in their crate if you're not going to be home, or if you are home and you feel that it's like, your next door neighbors doing this giant display and it's super loud. Give your dog a Kong, treat them. Again, try to put some soft, soothing music on, or, the TV, something to kind of drown out that noise to help make it a little bit better. If your dog does have to go to the bathroom, the one thing I would say is try to get them into the shower to relieve themselves. I would rather have a dog have an accident in the house than go outside and a firework go off, and then all of a sudden we now have all of these issues with the dog being scared going outside, being scared every time they hear a loud noise or something like that. So this is all preventative for them, especially for the 4th of July. Now, there's other times people do fireworks. I know New Year's Eve is one of the big ones. Memorial Weekend, sometimes they do. And sometimes, somebody's having a graduation party or something, or there's a fair going on and they're doing fireworks. So these are all things to try to keep ahead of, just to make sure that we're doing all of the right things to support our dog for those things. Are there any questions on any of these slides that anyone saw? All right, cool. You got anything else to add, Pam?
Um, no, sorry.
No,
I'm putting notes down.
that's all right.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention when you are doing some of these things that we did outside. If your puppy, if it's too high of a distracted area, you can always set that up inside if you're practicing the heel position. So it is really, I'm so glad you can't hear it, but it is really noisy out here. So
Nope, haven't heard it at all.
I love
So
that.
it's
I love
perfect.
that.
It's
Yeah. If
perfect.
you guys haven't gotten a headset and a tripod, please look into that and let us know, because I think
Yeah.
we still have a few left. But
Hmm.
this is amazing. These
Yeah,
are
I have a
wonderful
set
tools.
here too. If
Yeah.
anyone needs one that's local, I can usually just drop it off to you too.
Okay.
So I
Sounds
have one
good.
set with me. So the
Sounds
other thing
good.
I wanted to go over was is supporting our puppies when we're out in public. Sometimes they get a little bit stressed, And when we work on be still with them, it's a really good thing. And this is also letting our dogs know that we're supporting them when they can't focus, they have a little bit of anxiety. They're just not very confident. You'll see the lip licking. You'll see the excessive shaking. Sometimes after an activity, they'll kind of shake it off. But this is actually the same thing, but they're doing it more often. That's more of a telltale sign that they're having a little bit of an anxiety or need a little bit more comfort. Sometimes you'll see a lot of dandruff. They'll excessively shed, or all of a sudden you're going to see all this dandruff on them. So just kind of watch your cues. Every dog is a little bit different. Sometimes you'll see them slow down a little bit when they're walking with you, when they're not so confident. But this is a really great exercise that you can do with them. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of hold your puppy's collar, and then you're going to place your other hand on the back of them, and you want them in a standing position. Your dog is naturally going to want to sit or lay down, but try to keep them in the standing position. This is getting them used to that support. You're going to put a little bit of pressure on them, about, maybe 1 pound of pressure, and you're just going to leave your hand on there for a second, and you're just going to kind of pet them back and forth, but you're not going to take your hand off of them. You're going to keep that pressure on them the whole time, and you're going to kind of keep rubbing them. And what that does is it kind of helps relax them, and it lets them know that, hey, my mom is supporting me when I'm stressed out right now. So it's perfect. I can also send this out to you. It kind of goes through step by step on how to do it. I just kind of gave you the quick overview of it. But always try to make sure that your dog is standing when you do this. And it's even in a new environment. If you're not sure if your dog is having anxiety or not, it's perfectly fine to stand there and just kind of let them observe and do that and support them with that. I know my last puppy was a very anxious dog, and I ended up having to do it a lot with her, and it made a huge difference, and it did build her confidence as she got older as well. So you can do this at any point in time. If you feel you're walking or something and your dog sees, that giant lion statue that every dog seems to hate. They usually don't like inanimate objects, so let them observe from far away, and then go ahead and just kind of do that with them and support them. And eventually you're going to want to walk up to that statue and say, hey, look, it's okay, and you're petting it, and your dog's like, oh, that wasn't so scary at all. So it's just kind of helping them ease into that transition of, hey, this is pretty cool. It's not as bad as I thought. Even if your dog is, kind of balking at stairs, when you're first teaching them stairs and stuff, and this is a new set or something, and it's, open backed or something, you can go ahead and support them with that while they're kind of looking at the stairs as well. So it's just an option of putting it into play of when you can use it and stuff. So, are there any questions on that? No? Okay, perfect. That's all I have. Um, we should be getting the new manual out. I think Leader Dog said the end of this month. So it'll be going out to everybody. I believe if you want a printed copy, I think you can request one from Leader Dogs, but I kind of like the virtual because you can just flip through it really quick on your computer, or even if you have it downloaded on your phone. You can always go to the website and pull it too, if you're on the go, so that way you don't have to download it on your phone. You can still view it off the website portal. Anyone having any issues or any concerns with their puppy, go ahead and unmute and let us know. As far as I know, I think everyone is doing good that's in this group. I don't think we've had any issues that we need to follow up with. Um, Go ahead.
So we had a question. It's not a concern so much, but we're curious about having her in the crate at night or leaving her out of the crate at night and what the protocol is for that.
If she's out of the crate at night, you want her to be visible so you know where she's at. Usually you can have a bed on the floor, and as long as she's laying there and stays there and, doesn't wander and get into trouble, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So, but yeah, she can definitely do that.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. Go ahead, Erin.
So Zoe likes to eat all the grass, every loving blade of grass, every single one, all of them, mouths full, all of it.
Yeah, that's a pretty common
That's
thing.
It's hard.
And
That's
I
hard.
was, I mean, she does fairly well when she's working, when she's got her vest on.
Mhm.
Every now and then she's just that one blade just has to be chewed and she just has to snag it. But most of the time when
That's
she's
just
working,
right.
she's okay. But it is constant, almost to the point of us not being able to go out and enjoy being outside in our backyard. And I have tried, I mean, at least we've moved on from the bark. I shouldn't probably say that out loud too loud. But I've tried, just kind of going away. I've even tried kind of getting stern, not gruff, but stern with her of just like,
Mhm.
no, and then trying to immediately like get her distracted. And for a while, all of that seemed to work. And now she almost like looks at me and says, stop me, and then takes a bite.
She's challenging you.
Uh-huh. Which is honestly the first time that she's kind of really
Okay.
done that. I mean, the bark was a whole thing, but mostly because I just couldn't physically get there. But I'm wondering if there's anything else I should be doing to work on it.
Um, Bring a plate of it in the house. Try working
Okay.
on it the same way you did with the bark.
Okay.
That's
And
what I
as she
was
goes
thinking.
by it, just tell her nope. And
Like,
every time she ignores it, mark and reward. But yeah, it is funny. They're like cows grazing out there sometimes.
well, and I had my parents' dog for 3 weeks. And Isla will occasionally, I mean, she's pretty much known to be a grazer when she walks. She sees tall grass and she just, as she walks, she has to take
Mhm.
a clump. But they both like fed into like each other and just
Yep.
increased that behavior. I was like, the two of you are not
Yeah.
cows. You are dogs.
Yep.
Stop. And I was really hopeful that her eating it would decrease after Isla went home, but it's been a couple weeks now and
Okay. Yeah. Bring it into the house, grab a
okay.
clump of it, put it on there and try that. See if that works. I will shoot Kim an email to see if there's anything else that we can
Yeah.
do or
And you might
try.
even try doing that on like a climb or a paw pad,
Sure.
kind of like what we
Oh, yeah.
did, where, something that is really exciting for them. If she is solid and magnetized to that paw pad, then that's a great opportunity to put
Okay.
that out
Mhm.
further away from you and then start to bring it closer. And
Okay.
then maybe, if she's getting it, then put a clump here in the living room and another clump, and then have your
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner ready. But walk her by with you on the inside, her on the outside, and see how she does.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then bring her to the inside, but give her some distance. And
Sure.
then just, yeah, try that. I have
Okay.
a grass eater, and let me tell you, I feel your pain because it
I
is
just
not easy.
she has a soft mouth and I just open it up and I'll take those clumps right back out
Yeah,
because
yeah,
but
yeah.
my
She
I
likes
mean
it.
she really does. I'm like, she's been doing phenomenal all the way around
Yeah.
otherwise.
Perfect.
You
Still
know what?
making some headway in the puddles.
Okay.
Good. The other thing too is, Erin, maybe even trying RP outside. You can, do you have a driveway? I don't remember.
It's just
Yeah.
gravel, but yeah.
Okay, so we start on the gravel with a mat and give it some distance by the grass, and then move it closer and closer and closer, so that eventually that grass is right there and she is solid into RP,
Yeah.
and that's
Okay.
another good impulse control
Okay.
thought.
Thank you.
You're
No
welcome.
problem. Nope, that's a good idea. Anyone else having issues or anything? Concerns, questions? Heidi, you got on mute. Nope, you're muted.
Okay,
There you go.
there we go. Okay. Nitro likes to steal things and
Ah,
then play keep away. And he doesn't chew any of it. Like he grabbed my hair tie the other day and then he would show it to me and then he would get the zoomie.
ah,
And so
okay.
if he finds a sock, he'll do that or a hair tie. And so
So he wants to play keep away.
he wants to play keep away.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to call him over to you and have him bring it. Make sure you have a couple treats on you. Ask him to drop it in your hand and give him a reward. I guarantee he's doing that to get the reward, but
Yeah,
it's going to kind of feed it a little bit to start. That's the only way I've ever been taught to teach them not to steal, but never chase them. Never chase them. So
right.
just
And
call them to you, have them drop it, and then reward them for the drop.
and he won't come.
He won't.
He will
Okay.
not recognize name recognition because he just is like, he's almost 10 months old. So
Yeah, that's part of the adolescence too.
yeah. Cause I mean, I remember like my kids when they'd be like, Nana, Nana, boo boo.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I'm like, I've done
Yes.
it before.
Okay, so he won't come back.
Oh no, he will not. He is more interested. And then I'll go and find him something
Mm-hmm.
and he'll reluctantly give in. But this has to go on 4 or 5 minutes before he will.
Okay.
So you might set up too, as well as what we just talked about with Aaron, with socks especially.
Yeah.
I've got, and we have been working on socks and towels, and it's working. So I
Yeah.
know it works, but yeah, the same idea that we said with Aaron, put him on a lead so that he can't get it,
Okay.
and
Yeah, you can
just go
step
ahead
on the
and
lead then.
right. And if he's magnetized to a paw pad, yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Is
sure.
he,
He'll walk on anything.
but I mean, will he go to a paw pad or a book? If you put a book on the floor, will he go to it and stand in a heel position like we did tonight?
I'll have to see. He's
Yeah,
a
it'll be
He
yeah.
probably will.
to see. He does well on any surface.
Okay.
Nothing
So
to phase him. So
okay. So if you can put him on like something like I had tonight, that piece of wood that I had,
right.
and use that as a paw pad. And if this may not be something you're familiar with, so we can talk about it later, but have him in that heel position. Once he gets on that paw pad type of thing or piece of wood, say yes and continue to treat that, and then eventually put something that isn't high value and toss it. We'll talk one-on-one, Heidi. We'll
Okay.
talk
All
one-on-one.
right.
Yeah, we can do that. We can also, I can incorporate that into our class.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah,
see how he
great.
does with that
Okay.
too. So,
Yeah. Okay. We'll do
yeah.
it. Yeah. We'll see you on the 21st.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yay. All right, cool. Anyone else have anything going on? You're all pretty quiet today. Well, good. I'm glad everything's
Yay.
going good.
Yay. Did you, I forget, Andrea, because my short-term memory, but playing like uh music during the fireworks, like
Mhm.
we that that she talked about. But even before that happens, if you have, you can do it on YouTube, I think, where they have like fireworks and put it on a low volume, like a week or 2 weeks before, just so they can hear that and reward them when they hear it. You can bump it up a little bit, but at least they're going to get used to it, especially these younger puppies that have never heard it before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just a
then
thought.
they're a little familiar with it, but it's not
Right,
going to be like, right
right.
there next to them. So,
Or you guys, what you could do is put that on and give them a Kong
yeah.
and let them have at it in the Kong, and they're like, well, this isn't so bad. So
Mhm.
that might be another option.
Yeah, I've done that with thunderstorms, like ambulances, police sirens. I think I found an app that has like every siren under the world that you can try with them. And I literally just sat there and played different ones and treated the dog the entire
Yeah,
time.
that's great.
So yeah, YouTube is great. Maracas, apparently, Aria is still to this day mesmerized by the maracas. Oh, it's this guy in a pink shirt. You can't even see his face, and it's a minute long. And it's on YouTube, and she's like the entire time staring at the TV. So it's just a
That's
sound that
funny.
Huh.
appeals to her, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah. All right, cool. Well, if no one else has anything else to add or request or issues or anything, we can go ahead and wrap up.
Thanks,
Okay.
you guys. Thanks for your hard work.